Hey Jesters, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing a Topic Wednesday, and this week's theme is childhood. So let's get started. Okay guys, so I'm going to talk a little bit about this. This is kind of like a whole topic, not really like specific, but like I just want to talk about it. So basically, I'm going to be talking about childhood because I feel like in this generation, there's a lot to talk about it. And also I just want to say I haven't done a Topic Wednesday in so long, so I'm back. If you guys have any topics, comment them down below. I really want to know. But yeah, so I've done a lot of them. You guys can go check them out. Yeah, and just see what topics were done because I don't want to repeat the topics. I was gonna do one that I already did, but then I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, so childhood. I think for childhood, and these are just my thoughts and stuff on this, so don't come at me. This is why I like to drop it with this, because basically just rant about a topic, about my thoughts, what I think about it, and all that jazz. And that's why I love Topic Wednesdays, because they're just so fun, and I just love to rant. Okay, so basically, I think that childhood. Okay, so nowadays, people don't really have childhoods anymore because everyone's just on their phones and they don't think that's a true childhood. And then some parents are like, oh, you can't be on your phone because I want you to have a childhood. But I want to say this in my way. I think that having a childhood, like, you know, playing with toys, going outside, whatever, is good for your kid to do. I'm not saying that's bad. It is good. I think people should still be doing that. But also what I'm saying is I think that children should be allowed to go on iPads and have screen time and be allowed to be on that and have phones at young ages. I don't think that's a bad thing. I do not think that's a bad thing. People are saying it's bad because they're not having a childhood. And yes, okay, I would allow them to have it, but with that being said, until they're like 9, I would monitor their screen time and not let them be on their screens that often. But I wouldn't not let them be on it that much either. It'd be like 3 hours a day maybe. I don't know. That seems like a lot, but it's really not. Like 3 hours a day is not a lot. It depends. It just depends what we're doing too. Because like if we're out doing stuff, then you know they're not even gonna want to be on their phones. Or like, you know, if they have activities or school or whatever, they're gonna be distracted by other things. But like if they ever find a time where they want to use it, they can. And if like seems like there's, I'm not gonna really set like specific time actually. I know this is more going into rules now, but not really childhood, but it's kind of childhood. I'm going to set, I'm not going to set a specific time. I'm just going to, if they're on it for a long time and I'm like, oh, this seems like a long time, they've been sitting on it, and I might tell them like, oh, you should get off of it and go do something else for a little bit. But like with that being said, I'm not going to like be like, oh, this time you can't be on it and this time you can't. Like the only time I'm not going to let them be on it is at nighttime because of course they're going to be young and they need to sleep. And then the other thing is when it's dinner, because I don't want them on it at dinner time. But any other time of the day, if they're on it, that's fine. But if I just find that they're on it for a long period of time, and it like seems like it's a long time, I'll just tell them, oh, can you get off of it and go do something else? And then, you know, they might as well just listen and get off and not argue. Because, yeah, by the time they're 9, that's pretty good. Anyway, so yeah, I still think they're going to have a childhood because of that. And it's all about how you want to parent, but like I think that like being able to still use your phone, using, you know, electronics and stuff like that is good, especially if it's like a learning way to do it. So yes, I do think childhood is a very important thing, but at the same time, I do think that going on your phones or whatever is also good. And that's not necessarily not having a childhood. People think it's not having a childhood because it's not your childhood, but like we didn't live like our parents back in the day either. Even though they played too when they were younger, and we played, but like, it's different. Every childhood grows up and it's different. So why the heck do you call it not a childhood? Oh, you didn't have a childhood. Oh, this. Like, I don't get that. Like, it just, to me, doesn't make sense. Because, like, anything that someone does as a kid is childhood. Maybe it's not, like, the most memorable childhood because they don't make as many memories. They're just sitting on their phones like, oh, what do you do as a kid? Oh, I sat on my phone. Or sat on my iPad. Like, I get that. But, like, that can be the most enjoyable thing for some kids. Some people really enjoy doing that and it makes them happy. And I'm not going to take away something from my kids that makes them really happy. I understand it's not the best for you and your brain and all that stuff. And it's not the best for your eyes and everything like that. And it's, you know, it's better to be active and to be out and to be playing with toys and all that stuff. And that's why I said, like, I'm not going to, if I see them being on it for a long time, I'm going to tell them to get off. like I said, like, I'm not going to be that parent that's like, oh, you can be on it all the time. I mean, after they're 9, they can be on it whenever they want, whatever they want to do. Like, I don't care. As long as it's dinner time. That's the only time of the day that I'm going to make sure they're not on it. But other than that, like, I don't care. When you're 9 and above, you can be on it as long as you want, whenever. I don't care. As long as you're not being on it at school and getting in trouble at school, or you're not, you know, doing bad with your grades. But anyway, so I'm just going into parenting now. I already talked about parenting. But anyway, that's just what I wanted to say about childhood. So this is the end of this topic because I don't have much else to say. But yeah, so comment down below your guys' opinions on this. Do you guys think that they should actually fully have a childhood and not be allowed electronics when they're young? Or do you think that electronics is fine? You consider that a childhood? Like, what do you consider nowadays a childhood? Like, just anything. Comment it down below. I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me? Do you guys not agree with me? Like, I don't know. Everyone's different. I feel like a lot of people are going to disagree with me and think that, like, going on your phones is not a childhood and they shouldn't be on it at all when they're younger. They shouldn't even get an iPad. They should just be able to collect toys and just get toys. But, like, I don't know. It just depends, because every single parent is different and every single thing is different and every single child is different. But I honestly don't think that if someone's on their phone all the time, I know I said I was finished, but I just want to quickly say this. I don't think that someone's on their phone or like any electronic device that makes them like a bad person, or like it brainwashes the brain. That's all I want to say. Like, it doesn't. Like, people can still be really, really smart and intelligent and, you know common sense and know things in this world by being on their phone. Like, everyone thinks like, oh, you're just on your phone all the time. Like, I think being outside and all that stuff is good too for you. So, like, I think you should set some time on your day to go outside, or maybe not every day, but like, I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, I'm done with this topic. It's getting off topic now. I'm getting off the topic. So anyway, yeah, because you already gave a big thumbs up. I think I already said that. Anyway, subscribe to comments, guys. Bye bye, listeners.